solution together. So basically everyone did a variation of this thing. So we initialized empty dictionary, open file, read lines from the file one by one. Then we need to split the line, add commas, and we can use parallel, multiple assignment to assign one part of it to the name of the currency and the other one to the currency rate. This second parameter to split is the maximum number of splits that should be done. So this guarantees that we never get more than 2 elements. But of course, if there are more than 1 comma in the line, then rate will contain a comma and this line will fail. So this line converts rate to a floating point, and then we create the entry in the dictionary, and that's it. Works. But again, you probably notice a pattern in this. So this is exactly the same pattern we've seen for list comprehensions, right? So build something and then add elements one by one. Okay? Well, you might be pleased to know that in Python 3 and possibly also in Python 2.7, I haven't checked, there are dict comprehensions. So you can actually do that.
Half a line.
Well, half a line not, but something along these lines. Currencies equal name dot rate for name rate in something. The problem is, in this case, that name and how to assign name and rate, because of course we have to read the line, split it, and convert. So yes, you can do it in with a dictionary comprehension, but this would definitely be less readable than a loop. So don't do it. But dict comprehensions are there if you want them. Okay, so
Python 2.7.
okay, so 2.7 already has dict comprehensions. Exercise E will leave as homework because it's, well, it might take a bit of time. So try to do it, at least. Because it basically needs you to put together many things that we have seen today. And the file you get from the web page, and basically what it asks you to do is read a text file, break it up into words, and count the number of times each word occurs in the text. So it's a simple word count program. And let's say the tricky part is that, of course, you should disregard punctuation when breaking the file into words. So not just bracket spaces, but remove commas and things like that. So do a bit of text processing, just a bit. And you can find useful functions in the str and the string module, which are 2 separate modules in the standard library. But yes, basically everything we've seen so far, that's in, you can solve the exercise with what in the slides. So theoretically, you do not need to look up for the documentation, but may help. So regarding file system operations, all of them are, or well, almost all of them are in the OS module. Documentation is here. So things that you might find useful are functions OS get CWD, get current working directory, and chdir. So one returns the directory where the program is running, and the other one changes it. So like the cd command to the terminal. list dir is like the ls command in the terminal and returns a list of the entries of file names in that directory. Omits these two directories which are special in the Unix file system and always exist. So you can add them back if you want. mkdir is like the mkdir command in the terminal, creates a directory. If the directory already exists, that's an error. Rename changes the file name from old to new. Okay? Same old and new are strings, of course. Then you can check if a file or a directory exists with OS path exists, says, okay, this path exists and I don't care if it's a file or a directory. Is there returns true if the path is a directory, is file returns true if that is a file, and false otherwise. Base name and dir name, just the equivalent of the terminal commands. So this returns just the file name, stripping away any directory path before it. And this does the reverse. From given a path, returns everything but the file name, so but the last component. So dir name is for directory name. And abs path returns the absolute path of the file. So the path from starting from the root directory / in the Unix file system.
Is there a recursive option here? Where
Yeah.
recursive. Like in shell you get -r, then you got all the subdirectories inside.
No,
No.
no, there are no such options.
SH util.
Yes, that's a different module that provides more. This is the, let's say, the basic functionality. This SH util module
has functions with this kind of stuff.
Okay. So you can go directly to all the subdirectories.
You can delete the directory, you can copy directories.
Sure.
Okay, now to start writing actual programs in Python, we probably want to do some argument processing. So the easiest way to access command line arguments is to use this variable sys.argv. So you need to import sys. That's the system module it's built in. So it's always importable. And sysargv is a list that contains the command line arguments. So at index 0, you always have the script name. And then the rest, if any, are the arguments that were passed to the script on the terminal command line. Question? Okay, and then second homework is your, let's say, first fully fledged Python script. You write something to rename files according to extensions. So the rename script should take two extensions, xt1 and xt2, and a directory, and then rename all files in that directory that end with one extension to have the other extension. Say you want to rename all files that end with .jpg to .jpeg. Then this would do that. You would have xt1 JPG, xt2 is JPEG, then you give a directory, and then the command does all the renames in the file. Is this clear? Yes.
Would the locations of arguments in the argv parameter change if you run it using Python as a leading argument, or if you make the program itself self-executable?
No. The argv always starts with the script name. So even if you make this executable and just run it, you always get this.
Okay.
So Python, if it's ignored.
How would you retrieve anti-error compliance?
os.environment.
Okay, directory.
And you can also set them. So it's a dictionary, and when you set the dictionary, environment variables are set.
Okay.
Once environment contain a dictionary of all of them, you have get and set and.
Okay. Okay.
More questions? Okay, so thank you for attending. See you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Right? No, okay, joking, of course. 10.
I don't think there is a train for us to come.
Thank you.